in the quiet corners of rural Iowa, where the endless cornfields stretch out and swallow the horizon. Old-timers and farmers have stories they only whisper after the sun goes down. They talk about something that walks between the tall stalks at night, a presence that listens, learns, and mimics voices with chilling perfection. They call it the Cornfield Caller. Most folks dismiss it as just a spooky folktale, a story to tell around a bonfire. But tonight, a young woman named Emma is about to discover the horrifying truth behind the whispers. The wind rattles the old windows of the farmhouse, a lonely sound against the chorus of crickets that fills the night. Inside, the house is still. Emma sits in the living room, the glow of her phone, the only light. Suddenly, a familiar voice cuts through the night air, drifting from the cornfield just beyond the backyard. It sounds exactly like her mother. "Emma, come here." A shiver runs down Emma's spine. She calls out, her voice trembling slightly. "Mom? Is that you?" She gets up and peeks into her mother's bedroom. There, her mom is fast asleep, snoring softly, completely oblivious. The voice wasn't hers. So who did it belong to? Her heart begins to pound in her chest. Torn between fear and a desperate need for answers, Emma grabs a heavy flashlight from the kitchen counter and cautiously steps out onto the back porch. The air is cool and heavy with the scent of damp earth and corn. She points the flashlight beam into the darkness, the circle of light dancing nervously over the first few rows of stalks. "Hello. Who's there?" she calls out, her voice barely a whisper. The crickets suddenly go silent. Then, a voice replies from deep within the corn. "Emma, I'm lost. Come find me." Her blood runs cold. The voice is a perfect, identical copy of her own. Every inflection, every slight tremble, it's her. She takes a step back, her hand flying to her mouth, to stifle a gasp. Just then, she sees it. The corn stalks begin to sway and part, row by row, as if something impossibly tall and wide is pushing its way through, getting closer. With a surge of adrenaline, Emma scrambles back inside, slamming the heavy wooden door and fumbling with the deadbolt until it clicks into place. The sudden noise wakes her mother, who comes rushing into the hallway, her face etched with confusion and concern. "Honey, what's wrong? What happened?" she asks, pulling her robe tight. But before Emma can find the words to explain the impossible, they both hear it. A soft, desperate voice from just outside the door. "Mom, let me in, please. It's cold out here." Her mother's face drains of all color, her eyes wide with a terror that mirrors Emma's own. She looks from the locked door back to her daughter, who stands right in front of her. In a voice barely audible, her mother whispers, "Emma, if you're here, who is at the door?" And as the words leave her lips, they both watch in horror as the doorknob slowly, silently begins to turn. In Iowa, they say the cornfields carry voices on the wind. But what they do and always tell you is that not all of those voices belong to the living. Some belong to what hunts in the dark. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next descent into darkness.